Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another video. This time, I wanted to talk about Romancing Saga 2, the new remake that came out a few months ago in 2024. So I'm really hyped and excited about this game. I was waiting for it to go on sale. I got it for like 10-20% off, and I'm really having a great time with this game. And I just want to explain, you know, why this game. As a JRPG fan, right? Like, you know, why should you spend your time playing this game? Well, I have 5 reasons for you guys, and you know, I just want to preface this by saying I've had a struggle sticking with, you know, recent JRPGs, like Final Fantasy VII Remake. Sorry to say, as good as it is, you know, getting to play as the old, you know, Final Fantasy story. Getting to replay that with, you know, fully voiced 3D characters, it just had too much padding. So what does Romancing Saga not have? Padding. Like, this game, they don't have time to waste your time with fetch quests, you know, pointless quests, you know, grinding. There's no grinding in this game. I mean, you could grind, but you're just gonna make the enemies stronger. So this game is so unique. So this game originally came out in 1993 for the SNES, and this game was just so ahead of its time. Basically, you play as like the ruler of this kingdom, Avalon, and then, you know, you're trying to save the world, right? Save the world against these 7 evil heroes. I'm not gonna spoil too much of the game, but that's like the main premise of the game. And the other reason, so I said there's no padding in this game, right? The other reason why I like this game is because the only quests that they do have, even side quests, are interesting. I talked to someone in the castle. They gave me this Avalon's cat burglar quest, which seems interesting. I would want to, you know, do the blacksmith quest so I could upgrade my equipment. And then, you know, the other quest they gave me is liberate the Canal Fortress. And, you know, there's a huge map which I guess opens up later in the game. I don't know if I explained it, but I'm like 4 hours into this game. 4.5 hours in. And oh, I did not mention, I did play, so, you know, the game came out in 1993. A remaster of the game came out in the 2000s, early 2000s, for PS2 or one of those systems, which was brought onto the PS4. And I played that remaster for about 10-12 hours. So I was hyped to play this game. So the remastered game was fun. It was like revolutionary for its time because of the way, you know, the combat system was, which, you know, it was the second game in the series, but still, like, you could lose party members permanently, which I don't think happens in other games, right? It's kind of like, you know, survival mode kind of, in that sense, where you could lose by just losing all your party members. Combat is a little different in this game too. It's turn-based, but your health refills after every battle. Also, you can see this like light bulb thing. Sometimes you could learn skills in combat, and, you know, I just like the flow of this game. It reminds me a little bit of Final Fantasy X, where everything was just very smooth in combat, and there was no like wait times really. So I like that about this game. Like the combat, even though it's turn-based, it's very smooth.
I wish my father and Victor could see how far.
And see here, you know, you get tech points at the end, which can help level certain aspects of your characters. So you have HP, you have whatever weapon that they were using. You know, these are swords, spears, bows, That guy has a mace. And also leveling your BP, which is what you use, it's like your mana or your MP pool, which you use for skills, which could also level up. So that's how, you know, the combat is kind of broken down. It's different, but it's a lot of fun. The bosses can be very challenging. I have this on normal, but it's enough of a challenge for me for now. There's also an easy mode, and there's also a classic mode, which they call hard. And in the classic mode, I don't know exactly what happens, but basically, I think they made it as difficult as the original game was. And so, you know, if you're looking for a challenge, they have that. The other new thing they added is this blue bar at the bottom, this overdrive bar, which I think helps me out a lot because it gives me, you know, something else to think about when I'm you know, in combat. It gives you these united attacks, which is like combining two of the characters' attacks together in kind of like a combo attack.
Let's do it. Here goes.
And
I can't wait to put down my.
And you know, it's just something else you could bring to a boss battle. You know, so they kind of tweaked everything to account for this skill. So, you know, the name of the game the name of the combat in this game is to finish battles as quickly as possible, because you don't know when things can spiral out of control and you start losing party members. So that's like the strategy in this game. You know, in other RPGs, you know, you are trying to take out the bosses quickly, but you know, if you have a good setup with like healing and buffs and everything, you could just, you know, with like a war of attrition, just take out the enemies, right? Just slowly whittle down the boss's life. That is not how you play this game. You really gotta like be very quick and like a guerrilla attack. Let's just like take out the bosses. Otherwise, over time they will take you out, like your whole party. So it is pretty difficult, but it's a lot of fun. So I mentioned there's no padding in this game. The quests are interesting. The combat is different. The other thing I wanted to get into is that choices matter. So, you know, there's only a few quests shown over here, you know, besides the completed quests. But I just want to give an example. So this game, like I mentioned, is you play as the ruler. In this case, it's Gerard. You know, you make decisions about your kingdom and how you help or hurt other, you know, towns and cities and kingdoms in the world. And the cool thing about this, I mean, this is how they build in replay value, right? Is say I help the people at the Canal Fortress. I'm not saying this, it's just how it works. I'm just saying for an example. But let's say I help them. Maybe I lose the opportunity to help someone else in a different quest. And you know, that affects what happens later on in the game. So it's, you know, that's how they built in replay value in this game. The choices actually matter. You know, if you choose A, you know, B quest has failed, for example, and you know, you don't have time to do them both. So, you know, consequences happen, and then you know, in the next time period of the game, you see what happens. And I think that's really cool. You know, like I said, this game was way ahead of its time. This was like 1993 or so when this game first came out, and they had this kind of ideas. I mean, this series in general, like Romancing Saga series, you know, those kind of games like The Last Remnant, Saga Frontier, like all those kind of games are very unique in the way they put the game together. And I'm so happy that they chose to remaster a game like this. That I feel like, you know, more eyes should be put on this. More people should be playing this game. This game just does things so differently. It's so refreshing. But yeah, that's all I have to really say about this game. We're gonna go back to playing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope to see you guys next time. And please give Romancing Saga Remake a try. You will not be disappointed. Alright guys, take it easy.